The reason that I'm doing this is a lot of people have said that like they have watched my Pathfinder gameplay and learned themselves. Knocked! Crack me!
I had to drop.
Knock two!
Hey, you need a...
Gonna go for the bang right now.
Res me.
Got her. So I figured I would make a guide just to kind of show like the stuff that I know. Obviously I'm not like a professional or anything, but I think I can teach some things for sure for people that, you know, don't really know how to play Pathfinder. Here we go, Pathfinder guide. Huge part of his kit is going to be the grapple. If you're not aware, he does have this little like blue outline on the crosshair here, and that is going to show you where your grapple will shoot out and still be able to hit. So it's going to show the range of the grapple. So right now it's blue, and that means if I shoot out my grapple, it's going to hit, and I'm going to be able to get sent forward. If you're looking in the air, you have a yellow circle, so like you're not going to be able to hit anything. So the main thing with the grapple that you want to kind of remember is it has two parts to it. So you have the grapple shooting out and then pulling back in. It barely shows it when you're just doing it in the air, but it pulls back in. So not only can you just shoot it out and it pulls back in, pulling you there, but you can also shoot it kind of past something and it'll pull back in and actually latch on. So let's say I shoot it out like this. You saw it was a yellow circle, but when it pulls back, it actually lands on like this little rock thing, and so it pulls me forward like that. So not only can you do like a really improper grapple here, like shooting it out and then pulling back in and grappling, that actually sometimes helps you go farther. Also, you can like pull people in, right? Kind of have to like jump a little bit just to sort of like give the strength and like hold back so you can kind of pull them back. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is like how to grapple farther. Most people will just grapple and pull themselves with the grapple. They'll just shoot at the ground and pull themselves forward. But the way that you actually get yourself to go farther is by jumping along with it. There's also another step which I'm going to show you, but for now, something I would practice is grappling, and then right when it hits the ground, you're going to want to jump. That's going to pull you farther. You also kind of like want to turn away from the grapple a little bit, since that can like swing you out farther and potentially even longer. So let's just straight up do the jump thing without aiming anything. Right? So that's going to send you pretty far. Another thing you can do is like walk backwards as you're shooting it out.
Here I go.
All right, so you see how I walked backwards a little bit before it hit the ground, and then when it hit the ground, I jumped so that it would pull me. So that's kind of the timing. So it's a huge timing thing, right? It takes a lot of practice to get the timing down on those grapples. I would definitely go in the firing range and do exactly what I'm doing, like timing his grapples and freaking trying to get them longer. And then you also want to be like holding control when you're trying to land, potentially. If it's like some slope that you can slide down, that'll give you even more distance, right? So my cooldown's longer because I slid as well, because his cooldown is based on how far you go with the grapple. Let's say I just go here, right here. 8 seconds. Now let's say I have the fattest grapple ever.
Grappling.
Slide, all that. Now it's 18 seconds. So it'll be higher of a cooldown the farther that you go. So keep that in mind. If you want to launch yourself over something, you're going to kind of stand your body like parallel with the wall that you want to go over, and then you're going to angle towards it, grapple, and jump. You want to like kind of look the other direction. So grapple and then look the other direction. Sometimes it will disconnect. You have to like stay within a certain range. You can't like look all the way to the right because it'll just like pull off, and because you're going in a way different direction. But you want to pull at least a little bit and just get that extra like strength to it. But if you just want to like land here, something that I do is I'll just shoot my grapple out. You just shoot straight forward, jump, and then you climb on. Or if it's a little bit shorter of an incline, you'll just land there.
Grappling.
Like that. There's so much you can do with grapples. So if you grapple the ground and jump at the same time, you can kind of go backwards. You can go in reverse. So grapple. There we go. Yeah, so you just have to spin around really quickly so that the grapple actually pulls back in the other direction. It takes a lot of practice. Like, I don't even do it that often, but I do it when I can, like when I see the opportunity. So that can really throw off some people if they think that you're gonna go one direction. You just like freaking flip the switch on them. You might grapple at them and they think that you're gonna go behind them, but you're actually just gonna stay in the same place. You're gonna return to the same place. And so then they're gonna be facing away from you, and so then you can just like freaking beam them, just one clip them.
Like that's actually annoying.
I am freaking insane. There's a ton of different stuff you can do with grapples, right? Like you can spin around something like that. Just complete 360. I love Pathfinder for how many different things you can do with his kit. Like literally the grapple is so huge. Look at this. I can literally just be here for days. If I just keep spinning and spinning, I can literally just be here forever. As long as I'm continuing to time it right. It's all about timing. So literally if you're just sitting in the firing range and practicing with Pathfinder, you can do some insane stuff. You're outside. Yo, hit all three. Cracked one.
Oh my god.
I'm going for an alt angle. This looks like one guy. He's getting the... I cracked him. There's another one on the far side. One thing to note about the grapple is that you can actually cancel it. So if you start to grapple somewhere and then you don't want to go any farther, you just cancel it by hitting the button again. Whatever it is for you, if you're on mouse and keyboard, default is Q. You press it again and it cancels. So this can be used for when you don't want to swing as much on something. I think if you just want to like boost yourself, but not really like fly the full distance, then there you go. I try to grapple cancel a lot because sometimes you can get stuck on your own grapple and it can pull you back. You want to keep the momentum going. At the end, it kind of catches a little bit and kind of slows you down towards the end of the swing. So you kind of want to get into a rhythm of like canceling it every time when you have like massive swings.
Using grapple.
His zipline is mostly used for when you want to get to height, right? So say I want to get up here, I'm just going to zipline, right? And you can kind of tell where you're going to be eligible to place it because it's going to show you if you can. And it's gonna be red if you can't put it there. So like that. I can't place it like on the corner here or whatever, but I can place it a little bit higher. Just so you're aware.
Look my left way. What I do. Who I be.
Check your menu map.
So another thing you can do with this is maybe if you want to get somewhere, but really quickly. So it's just like a distance thing. You actually go a little bit faster on the zip line than you do while sprinting or anything like that. But you have to be careful because this is a straight line. And so if you're zipping on the zip line, right? Someone can just like freaking easily track you on this straight line here. So that's something that you have to be aware of. I think I only see Caution do this, to be honest. Caution will actually use his zip line in the middle of a fight. If you grab on to ride and then jump really quickly, if you time it correctly, you can kind of like super jump in the air. All right, so let's say you're fighting someone, right? And you're like trying to style on them. You just like set a zip and you can like super jump with the zip line. So just kind of throw off their aim. There we go. I feel like Pathfinder is more of a mouse and key kind of character, but I mean, if you got like the timing on the super jumps and everything, freaking go for it. I know Janie plays Pathfinder. I think she's on controller, so. One thing about like competitive Pathfinder, I haven't seen competitive Pathfinder in a while, but something that people used to do in Pathfinder was like meta in comp. If they were trying to hold like a wall, right? They would set a zip kind of like next to it, kind of like parallel, right? This is usually a really quick way of getting to the height, but they don't want to have to like climb and then shoot. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the Pathfinder guide. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you guys want to see more Pathfinder gameplay from me, I have a couple videos that I'm going to link at the end of the video that show off me playing Pathfinder in Ranked. So that might help a little bit more with seeing what kind of different things you can do with Pathfinder. And if you guys enjoyed this type of content, be sure to subscribe for more. I might be making more guides in the future, especially with the new Legend New Castle coming out. So hope to see you guys then, and have a good one. Peace.